Hi everyone, now you don't see me, but I am in south of Sweden, and this door leads to Joel Andersson's harmonica workshop, and I'm visiting this beautiful harmonica workshop today. And yeah, Joel is a great friend, and we have known each other for a long time. And this is where the magic happens, actually, where Joel builds amazing harmonicas. And I'm gonna ask him some questions. Where is he?
Here!
Oh, there is Joel. Wow.
Hi there!
Hi, cool. And there are your bikes as well.
Of course. It's summer, so it's a little bit of vacation, so it's a little bit messy in here.
As it should be, I think.
As it should be in a workshop, as long as you have order in your own mess.
Exactly. And here is his table with, yeah, where he builds harmonicas. And here is tools. I mean, it's lots of stuff, but it's not so messy as I would think, actually. But I mean, at my house I also have a harmonica maintenance table, and it's extremely messy, and I don't find anything. But
then you don't have order in your own mess.
No, exactly. Yeah. But this is his. Is this like the main room, or this is the Studio A?
Yeah, so this is the main room, or well, maybe the first room is the main room, because that's where I'm doing most of the work, the finer reed work and stuff. And in here it's a little bit dirtier, you could say. So there's milling machines and lathes, CNC milling machine and CNC laser machines and stuff like that. And it's also where I keep the stock for parts.
Stock parts, yeah, beautiful.
Like in here.
That's a nice little drawer.
So here we have reed plates for marine bands and for Rocket, Special 20s, Golden Melodies.
Oh man.
Cover plates for Thunderbird.
Oh. That's tasty and cozy. And
so on.
Wow.
Chromatic stuff.
So drawer after drawer of harmonica parts.
Oh yes.
Cool. And what can this machine do here, for example?
So this machine in here is a CNC milling machine, and that's where I'm making harmonica combs, cover plates and similar stuff. So I built a nice little cabinet for it. So things won't be flying into my face when producing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like harmonica combs and stuff.
Making custom things.
Custom parts looking like this.
Wow. Awesome.
And it's all computerized, so everything is controlled by the computer.
By the iPad.
By the iPad, yeah.
From 1998.
More or less.
Yeah. Cool. And here is some drilling stuff.
Yeah, then we have a manual milling machine.
Milling, yeah.
Basically you fasten the stuff that you want to remove material from in the vise, and then you can move the table back and forth. And
here is a drill that I recognize.
Yeah, this is actually also a milling machine, but I use it as a drill press.
Yeah.
And this summer I got some new interior stuff. So now I have drawers filled with tools and stuff, which is great. Having a little bit more order in the workshop.
Beautiful. We're gonna switch camera angle and do some more questions for Joel. So see you in 2.5 seconds. All right, now we are in the workshop, and I have a few questions. I mean, I have prepared, but not at all in another way. But first question. On a harmonica, no matter if it's a diatonic, chromatic, bass, chord or anything, what is the most important part? What part of the harmonica kind of makes the instruments really sing?
Well, it would of course be reeds and reed plates, and they kind of go together. I mean, the reeds wouldn't be anything without the reed plates, and the reed plates wouldn't be anything without reeds.
But so to make a harmonica good or better or worse, you focus on the reeds and the reed plates, before combs, covers, material, etc.
Exactly. I like to comparison that a lot of people usually understands is with cars. So if you have an old kind of crappy Volvo Swedish car now, you're not driving a Volvo, so you're okay.
I'm a Ford.
You're a Ford guy. You're more American guy. No, but if you have an old crappy Volvo with an old Volvo engine, That's like a stock harmonica with stock reed plate, stock comb, etc., etc. And I mean, it takes you from point A to point B and does the work. And then you have a Ferrari with a Ferrari engine, and you have the Ferrari body, chassis, and everything. You sit nice and comfy, and you go fast from point A to point B. That's like a custom harmonica with custom cover plates, custom combs, customized reed plates, and everything. And the combs and the covers, that's like the body. That's like the chassis of the car. And the reed plates and the reeds, that's the engine in the car.
Oh, nice.
So if you take then a stock harmonica, and the only thing you do is the reed work, that means we're taking this Ferrari engine and we're putting it into this slow-going Volvo. Yeah. It kind of feels when you're jumping into the car, it's maybe not as comfortable, but once you start it up and you hit the go. Exactly. And if you only do cover plates and combs and stuff like that, that's like taking the Volvo engine and putting it into the Ferrari.
Oh, yes.
It feels nice to sit there and everything, and you start it up and
it's the same boom, boom. Yeah.
And then when you press the gas, it's like, it doesn't go that fast. No.
So you would recommend, instead of buying combs and stuff, you would recommend people to maybe learn how to reed gap?
Yeah, I mean, reed gapping is definitely one thing that makes a big difference. And also simple things like flat sanding a draw reed plate, flat sanding the existing comb. That makes big differences in like terms of performance. And it's easy things that a lot of people can do.
Exactly. Because, I mean, you will break some harmonicas in the beginning. Yeah. So do it on old harmonicas, but I think
not only in the beginning. No, you will always break harmonicas.
But I always also teach my students that it's so good if you like dare to open up your harmonica. And because I have noticed now, I mean, harmonicas has the out of the box harmonica is good. I mean, in 2024. I mean, I remember I started playing harmonica 2001, and then the quality was not where it is today. I mean, and that's 23 years ago. And then, but now I have played some harmonicas, and it's nice out of the box. And then I just do some reed gapping, and it's like, okay, this is like, it's like 70% there, or 65, and I feel I can go and play this on a concert. But I would like to do more things. But just with reed gapping, I mean, you take the instrument a long way.
Of course. Yeah.
It's a bit also like with cycling, you can just adjust the saddle, put some oil on the chain.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, it's all a matter of, and again, back to cars, it's a matter of how long is the distance between your seat and the pedals. Yeah. And if you adjust that closer, and if you have short legs, it feels more comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Reed gapping is a little bit of the same thing. Yeah. Then again, I mean, you can gap a reed, as you probably know, very tight. And you can play very nice bends, and you can play also very nice like overblows, overbends. But the problem that occurs there is that if you try to hit the harmonica hard, it will
be quiet. Yeah. And then also reed gapping can change the tuning.
Yeah.
And then if a harmonica is very leaky in like body and reed plate contact or cover contact, then the reed gapping will not fix those problems, of course. So of course it's the whole picture all the time.
I mean, nothing is stronger than the weakest link in the chain.
No, exactly.
And same thing, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have fancy reed plates and reed work and all that, and if you have a comb in the harmonica which is like uneven and leaky.
It's like...
I mean, I don't want to say that it's a bad thing to invest in like custom combs. I mean, I make custom combs and sell them. Yeah, of course.
And put them in your own.
And put them in my own harmonicas as well. And I mean, the biggest difference if you change your comb in a harmonica, if you take a marine band crossover or something like that, which has a wooden bamboo comb, to one of my combs, is that my combs are extremely hard.
Durable,
and durable. So you will be getting more volume from the harmonica. And also the fact that they are dead flat.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no air leakage in between.
And that's interesting that you say that, because I feel when I do... I mean, when I try out... I have a hard time hearing like difference between a plastic comb or a wood comb. Yeah. You know, if people post, can you hear the difference? Yeah. And it's like, that's hard.
Yeah.
Especially on a streamed audio file. That's really hard. But I think I can hear a difference in brass compared to plastic. Yeah. Because brass has this special shimmerish sound.
It's harder.
Yeah, exactly. And also more compact. Yeah. And I think the compactness, in Swedish we say solid. Solid. The solidness.
The density.
Plays more role than the material.
Yeah. I usually say when people, I mean, like you say, some people, it's the ever ongoing comb debate, whether you should have a plastic, wooden, metal comb. But from my point of view anyway, the material itself doesn't matter. It's two things. It's the hardness and the density of the material. If you take a material like lead, it's very bad to make a harmonic comb out of lead. But lead has a very high density. So it means it's very heavy. Yeah. But it's not hard. It's very soft.
Yes.
And if you have a material, if you have a plastic which have, let's say, density and hardness of 10, and then you have a plastic which also have a hardness of and density of 10, then you couldn't hear a difference.
Oh no, exactly.
No way.
No.
And like you say, with everything with streamed audio files and stuff like that, it's like, okay, A, what is it recorded on? Yeah. B, what are you playing it back on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is it, and how old and how dirty is the phone?
Yeah, exactly.
Oi, hello, here's the dog.
And here is the boss.
Yeah, here's the boss of the harmonica workshop. Hello, dog. Yeah. But then another question was, if we cut it down, I mean, the reeds are the most important and reed plates. But then if you specify on specific models, okay, let's throw a ball. The reeds are really important. And then if we take like a diatonic harmonica, what is the most important thing a diatonic harmonica player can do to their instrument?
I think, I mean, partly like you say, reed, it is interesting for some people, okay? Yeah. Partly reed gapping, like you said, because of course from the factory harmonicas have a general reed gapping.
Yeah, so it should be playable to player of all styles and pressure
and mainly aimed for beginners.
Yeah,
not for like professional players or advanced players. So reed gapping would be one thing, of course, but also like flat sanding the comb, flat sanding the draw reed plate of a diatonic harmonic. That makes a big difference. Yeah, because reed plates are stamped out in big machines, and I mean it's mass production. Yeah, every reed plate is always a little bit uneven.
Yeah. And then, I agree totally. And then because if you compare that to a chromatic, it's not like the general chromatic harmonica player should flat send. That's a lot of work. Yeah. So what can a chromatic harmonica player do to improve their instruments?
I mean, in the chromatic, it would be a little bit like the same thing with the gapping. Yeah. The only thing with the chromatic harmonica is that there you have valves. Yeah. Which means that the valves of the harmonica, they direct the airflow to either one or the other reed. Yeah. Which means that gapping and all these things are not as important, because on a diatonic harmonica, all the air when you're blowing into the blow reed also goes out through the draw reed. So to start with, a chromatic harmonica is more airtight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And actually, to admit, I really was late on doing gapping on chromatics. Oh yeah. I have played a chromatic for 20 years, and I think I started to reed gap them 5 years ago or something. Yeah. Because I always felt, but this is good enough. Yeah. And then, but compared on diatonic, I know how to customize and I know how to do all the embossing, curvature. I know those things, but it feels like when playing a chromatic, the airtightness is like, the level is so high often compared to a diatonic. So I was like, okay, but this is good enough. I will focus on other things. But I think for me, my take would be as a chromatic harmonica player is to learn how to do some valve maintenance, and I mean that's a good thing to be able to change a valve. Actually, I think that's a great.
Take a short time out and just throw out this guy.
Let the dog play. All right, now we have removed the different animals and species.
Elvis has left the building.
Yeah, exactly, and flies and wasps and stuff that was. So now it's a safe zone. We were talking valves.
Yes.
I recommend people to learn how to remove a valve and put on a new one. But then also you said you had some inside info on that on valve. Is it? Yeah. Please
I completely agree with you that it's a good thing to be able to change valves and not to be afraid to work with them. One thing, a lot of people use super glue when attaching valves.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's a little bit scary, it's a little bit nasty because it sticks, straight away. It can easily stick to your fingers as well. And Hohner sells a glue in their Hohner C shop.
Yeah, the Pateks.
Yeah, it's called Pateks something glue. So Pateks is the brand, and that glue that they have there is very
excellent. Yeah,
it's very, very nice for gluing.
It's slow drying, and it gets messy. You get glue on different parts of your body, but at the same time, it's the best glue I have tried. Also,
it's nice, and it's also nice because it's a little bit like softer. It's a little bit like rubbery. Super glue or valves that are glued with super glue, they can sometimes come loose because super glue is like rock solid hard.
Yeah,
and if your harmonica laying in the car in like plus 50 degrees and then it's very, very cold somewhere else, that means that any material expands when it's exposed to heat, and then it shrinks when it's exposed to cold, and the super glue doesn't shrink or expand in the same way as the metal, which makes it come loose. But this Pateks glue, which is a little bit softer, rubbery, can withstand that the shrinkage and expansion. And another thing with valves as well, a good way to clean chromatic reed plates and valves is to use an ultrasonic cleaner. Because the cool thing with an ultrasonic cleaner is that it cleans the outside of the valve, it cleans the underside of the valve, but it also cleans between the layers
of the valve. So then it's like, because that's another thing, it's good as a chromatic harmonica player to have some valve knowledge, but then there is like a fine line. Should you learn how to clean your valves and use ultrasonic thing and unscrew all these things, or is it better to just be quick to remove and put on a new one?
If it's one valve that's bothering you, change it.
I have started to do that, because it goes faster, and the harmonica I can play it 30 minutes later. If it has to dry, it's like, okay, I cannot play this for like 4 hours or something. But then there is like a second follow-up question to that, because putting on a valve requires a bit of skill. So if you remove a valve and put on a valve it will not play good. No. So you got to check out Joel's Patreon page, where he teaches you how to attach valves and everything. So, and I also have a few videos on that on my
and there's a
page.
few pretty good tips and tricks in there. Everything works around air tightness. It's the same thing with the valve. And if this would be your reed plate and you would be attaching your valve,
it has to be flat.
It has to be flat, because if you have a little bit of glue left over or something, that means that the valve might sit like this, and then you get air leakage.
Or if you press too hard, it will also boom. Or if you, like me, you can have some mustache. It's many things can happen when you attach a valve. And also use tweezers is a great thing to take the valve, and then the fingers will get to
I would like to say only use tweezers. Don't even attempt to do it with like your fingers.
And then another thing, these are great tips. And then another thing as a chromatic harmonica player is to learn how to clean the mouthpiece. That's like, learn how to clean your trumpet, learn how to clean your living room. Or your bathroom. But learning how to clean the mouthpiece and slider will give your harmonica life a lot of things in happiness and ease.
For sure.
And then different brands have different setups of mouthpieces and systems. But there are 2 screws, and sometimes 2 parts, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 parts. Less parts is easier to clean,
and usually more airtight.
Because air cannot go out.
No.
But that's a thing I recommend a lot to clean.
For sure.
And that's like take the screwdriver at the right size, unscrew, and then I cleaned the mouthpiece and the slider just under tap water.
Yeah.
With medium heat. Sometimes a little bit of hand dishwash, thingy.
Dish soap. Yeah.
Dish soap, just to clean it off if it's really gritty. But so don't use hand soap because they smell and taste more.
I usually use surface disinfection alcohol.
Yeah.
Something that you can buy at the drugstore, pharmacy. Yeah. And you use it to disinfect like surfaces, like tables, bathrooms, whatever. And it works perfect to clean harmonicas. And the good thing with it is it has a cleaning effect, and it also kills like any bacteria.
And so that's a great thing to learn how to do. And then we can have a chat for 1.5 hours about should you use slide oil or not. And but I think if I give an opinion, I think you can use a little.
Yeah.
But don't overdo it. And I think it's not smart to skip it totally because it metal against metal enjoys some bit of oil.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, if you look at an engine in a car, it has oil. Yeah. If you look at the chain of a bike, it has oil.
It has oil. Yeah.
And any like two metal parts that go against each other uses oil.
And then people
same thing in like milling machines and machinery. So.
And then slide oil. I mean, how to get? I would say the best one is Suzuki's slide oil. Don't use olive oil, with garlic taste or something else. But are there? I think it's like general mineral oils are safe. Or
So mineral oils are used for like cutting boards that you're cutting vegetables with and stuff like that. And like I say, Suzuki's slide oil is some kind of like mineral oil, but I find that one to definitely be the best one I've tried so far. One of the reasons is because it has a very low like viscosity, which means that it's not...
it's not too slippery and not too thick? Or?
No, it's more like it's not too thick, because if it's too thick, that will make your slide very sluggish.
Yeah.
And that's another thing as well, that if you have a slide on a chromatic, which is a little bit sluggish and you just cleaned it, then try to heat up your harmonica. Because when you heat up the harmonica, then the viscosity of the oil becomes, like less of a viscosity, easy. So the oil gets thinner anyway, and the slider starts to run smoother.
Nice.
And heating up the harmonica is good for
everything.
For everything, number of reasons.
I have been lazy with it. It's summertime in Sweden, and I have been lazy heating up my harmonic chromatics, but they have worked anyway. But that's a great tip, heating pad.
Heating pad, or you can
put it in the pocket, a clean pocket.
Yeah.
And wow, but these are great tips, and I think also another thing that what you should do if you get any harmonica, diatonic, chromatic, so I actually think it's a good thing when you get it is to check so the screws are tight and not too tight, because harmonicas are mass produced, put together, stored in a box. That box could have sit for 4 months or maybe just 1 week. So I think it's great to just take a screwdriver at the right size and then just check so the screws are tight or not too tight, because I have had a harmonica where it was like almost rattling. And then I had one where the covers were like so tight, so it almost bent upwards because it's
tightened way
so
too
always check the screwing of the
check the screws.
Check the screws on the harmonica.
How tight they are.
But I hope you dig these tips. I like them. I agree on everything he says.
And I agree on everything Filip says.
And I think we will end this little interview now. But I will come back to your workshop, I think, and then hang out. We could film more cool things
you will.
Here.
I'm sure you will.
So check out Joel's instruments if you haven't. It's jaharmonicas.com.
Yes.
And then you can check out his Patreon page to learn more about harmonica customization, how to destroy your harmonica in 30 days.
Or 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds. I think you could make 30 seconds is good. How to bend the harmonica.
And that's patreon.com/jaharmonicas.
Best harmonica TV you can find. Have a great day. Go play some harmonica. Bye bye.
Bye bye.